and He rescued me. I love you, Lord. You are my strength. You are my rock, my fortress, and my Savior. My Lord is my rock, in whom I find my protection. He's my shield, the strength of my salvation. I felt the earth tremble, 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 as He opened the heavens and gave a mighty shout. Hey! He shot His arrows and scattered His enemies, and He reached down and He rescued me. And He reached down and rescued me.
Oh my goodness, what a way to start our Aloha Thursday. I I am I don't know. I think we should play that one again. That was inspirational. Melveen, you better stop it. That's
Right,
so electric, yeah, poor Lilia. Oh,
right. I was boogieing down over here
I
before you took off
I
the
know.
placard.
I gotta go. I gotta go back to our introduction. Aloha, Kamaka Brown here with the Aloha Thursday special Aloha Thursday, and alongside me, my co-host Pulalia Hana Mai Kai. Aloha Pulalia.
Aloha, folks.
She's in North.
I'm in a very special place.
Yeah,
Normally, people always see me in Kohala. Today, I'm in North Carolina,
I should say
and
North Carolina. Oh.
North Carolina in the South, and it's a very it's very different because the time difference between Kohala and here.
Uh-huh.
So I still think, oh my gosh, it's too early in the morning for me to be awake.
Oh dear. Well, welcome everybody. The Sandwich Island Social Network actually presents a series of interesting, fun conversations sharing the lives and journeys of people in our island community. The Sandwich Island Social Network is a nonprofit organization serving Hawaiians and Hawaiians at heart away from their island home. And tax-deductible PayPal donations are gratefully accepted at sinradio808 at gmail.com. So please like and subscribe at our YouTube channel so that you can be notified each time we have new island connected content that we do add. And so welcome to our special Aloha Thursday.
Yeah, and we are extremely over the moon excited to have a very special guest this very special day. That's why we went move on, because people say that this woman is a Hawaiian entertainment icon. And I say, oh, nay, nay, people. She's not just an icon. She is the first, the one, the only, the main diva in Hawaiian music. And I want to introduce to, well, she needs no introduction. This is the one, the only, the incomparable Melveen Leed.
Aloha,
Aloha,
welcome.
everybody. Aloha. Nice to be here. Thank you for this opportunity. That's very nice. Thank you.
We want to first and foremost acknowledge your husband, Mike DeCoscos, as your number one fan and partner.
Sorry, let me correct you. It's not, I'm sorry. It's Mike Reyes.
Reyes. I'm sorry, Kalamai.
Very Kalamai.
But he is your number one fan? Very, very extreme, Kalamai uncle. And today is a special day for him because it is his lahano.
I've been with him 10 years now. Yeah, so
nice.
Happy birthday to my husband. Yes.
Yeah, so nice. And we have so many of our friends that are popping in that are saying hello because the Aloha Thursday show and the shows that we do are all interactive chat driven. So here we have Auntie Hetty. She says, I'm on. Aloha everybody. Kamaka, Pulalia, Melveen. She sends her aloha from Cerritos, California.
Aloha.
Auntie Hetty joins us during the week. Here we have Brother Marty Burns again saying his aloha to everybody. Coach Marty.
Aloha.
And my goodness, everybody is checking in over here. Here is Cheryl Reiko Osumi saying aloha everyone.
And all my wonderful
Um,
friends and fans. Yes.
Very nice, very nice. And here's
Uh-huh.
someone says aloha cuz, nice to see Melveen. So it looked like we get some of your ohana dropping in, and quite a few folks are excited to be here. And so drop on in, and if you have questions or comments, you want to say aloha, go for it because
Yeah.
we,
Before we start, can I ask Pua Lilia something? Pua, you said you were from Kohala. Are you from Kohala?
I,
Did you remember Rodney Casimiro?
um,
Rodney Casimiro.
no, I've only recently moved to Kohala. I'm actually from
Oh, okay.
Maui,
Okay.
but I do know
Okay.
Rodney Casimiro. I actually do know.
Okay. Yeah, we lost him just this past year, and so I mean, last 2 years ago. Oh no, a whole year ago. But anyway, I just want to. I'm sorry. I go ahead,
No,
Kamaka.
absolutely. I've been in Kohala now for I've been here, well, there, I'm sorry, 5 years
Beautiful
now.
country.
And yeah, it was a loss to the community. It was a very big loss.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
beautiful country. Kohala is. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kamaka, where are you from?
I'm from Oahu on the North Shore. Brought up Waimea, Haleiwa, Wailua, Sunset Beach,
Oh,
and
I
so I'm,
see.
I'm a country boy. Went to
Oh,
Kahuku
oh, we're all country.
Elementary. Yeah, Kahuku Elementary, Wailua, and I graduated Roosevelt on the slopes of Papakulea. So there you go.
Ah, good. So
uh,
we're all country
Well,
then.
us guys, all countries.
yeah.
Well, you from
Well,
country.
speaking of our countries and our, our Aina now and where we're from, you spent a lot of your early years in Molokai and Oahu, and those years really gave you the skills that would serve you so well throughout all these years. Can you tell us the influence of your grandparents, specifically your grandfather, because he was very integral in your growing up? Yeah.
He was my mentor because I used to hang out with him. I was his pet, and I was raised with my 11 of his children. They were all, well, several, just a few of them were away. They were married and away when I was growing up. But anyway, but they all taught me something. All my uncles and aunties and my grandparents. My grandfather was the one that he used to spend a lot of time. He was self-made genius, really. That's my mother that you're showing right now. That's my mom and me. She was 17 years old when she gave birth to me. So my grandparents said that we want to raise her on Molokai. So they took me and raised me on Molokai because my mother was so young yet, and I don't blame her. She had a life ahead of her. And the child it's hard in those days, yeah. And so, with the teachings of my grandparents of teaching me how to be a homemaker, I was about 4 years old, kindergarten that age. I graduated from kindergarten. So, and I already was doing first and second grade work at Kilohana School because I used to spend a lot of time with my first and second grade teacher. That's my grandfather, William Ellsworth Place, the genius of my life. Taught me how to make nets and how to fish and well, hunt. Hunt. Can I tell that story, Akamaka?
Please, please, yes.
Yeah. Well, they were going hunting, and so I was so young, and I said, I'm going hunting with you folks. And he said, you are? I said, yes. He said, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. So I got ready and I waited. And then right before he left, he turned to me and he says, okay. He put his finger to my face and he says, you remember, what you catch, you carry home. And I said, uh-oh. I said, I ain't going to carry that deer or that wild pig that I've seen my uncles and them had carried on the mountain. So I never went hunting. But I can ride a horse real good, bareback and all. Yep.
Oh, right on.
That's my grandmother. She taught me the homemaking skills. She always won ribbons and trophies for university extension exhibits and everything and contests at the fair, the Lions Club fair that we had, or any fair. We had JC's fair. And she put out her crafts out there and her cooking and her knitting and her crocheting and her sewing and everything she did. Plants. She had a green thumb. Oh God, she had two hothouses and
Wow.
and she'd talk to her plants. I thought she was nuts, but she wasn't. So I talk to my plants now. I even have one that I named after her. I said, "You can
Oh,
have mine. It's a maiden hair, and it's true. It grows so beautifully, yeah." So, I'm proud of my
here,
plants.
here we have Hi Melveen, our special person, Manteca, California, Josie Kurth saying aloha.
Aloha.
Um,
Yes. Hi, Josie.
yeah, and let me see. Oh, we have our mutual friend. Aloha, Melveen. This is Thyra.
Yes, we went
Thyra.
to school together at Radford. Yeah, she's one of my best friends.
Um,
Yeah.
Aloha, Melveen and Kamaka. Good to see you two twice this week. Hi, Melveen and Kamaka. You're having problems with the sound. It keeps stopping. Um, I don't know. We can double check. We maybe we
As
have to.
far as I see, it's not stopping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Tyra, go check your computer. Yeah.
Here's Thomas Thompson. Aloha from Binghamton, New York. Welcome,
Oh,
all the way
aloha, Thomas.
on the East Coast. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, and aloha, Malvine. Happy birthday, Mike. We have greetings over there. So nice. And let's
Who is
see.
that from?
Uh, it,
Oh, Dino. Yeah, that's
yeah.
his brother. My
Oh,
brother-in-law
nice,
in San
nice,
Francisco.
nice.
Hi, Dino and Andre. Yes, I want to say hello to them.
Very nice. I have all the friends popping in over here. So
Yeah.
you were, your grandfather, your tutu man, provided you with, um, as Pulalia said, many of the life skills and your ability to do all kinds of things from patching net to, and that's a skill that is kind of going away too. Not many people know how to patch net these days, right?
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and we live in a disposable world. When they get puka in the net, they just throw them away. But we know how to
Not
recycle.
us. Yep, we know how to do it. Yeah, we know how to recycle.
So even
Yep.
at an early age, you were singing at an early age. You were surrounded by music. You had people like Lena Machado coming over to the house for family gatherings on
Yes.
Molokai.
Yes.
What are your
Yes.
memories about those times?
Okay, well, when I was 3 years old, my grandfather made a little ukulele for me, and he put it in my hand, and I didn't know how to play it, so he played it, and I watched his fingers, and then he put it in my hand, and I played what he played. See, and it was like that with instruments. I never took any lessons in all my life, musical or vocals, and so I learned everything just by ear. And I was fortunate because uh, my grandmother used to make me sing for all the guests that used to come over. She'd say, "Come, Kina." I'm full of hanabara hanging down the nose, and puka clothes and mud on the clothes, playing mud. And she says, "Come sing for auntie." So I'm in the house with my ukulele, sing "My Yellow Ginger Lady." That was a song I sang for everybody. And so as I grew older, my voice started to get better and better, and I sang for school, and from kindergarten on, all the way up to 10th grade at Kilohana School. And the influences were well, I started groups of my own, rock and roll groups, and I taught them harmony parts, and we were pretty good, man. But my grandparents were so adamant, they really wanted me to learn uh, the how to be smart in school. Yeah, music wasn't everything to them. Yeah, they said you got to be smart first and learn your the three R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. Yeah, and so growing up with them, they taught me very beautiful standard found they built a standard foundation for me, a very solid one. They learned me how to be tough. They taught me rather how to be tough. They taught me how to be alert and to always be to stand up for myself and what I was thought was right, and if I was wrong, to accept the criticism, and learn from it. Yeah, and that's what I really would like to advise all of you young ones out there to, when someone criticizes you, whether they're right or wrong, listen, and then of course, and you just don't argue. You just let it go, and you take it for what it's worth, and it could be right, it could be wrong, but you just learn along the way in the process. Yeah. We
Yeah,
learn by mistakes. I have made many, many, many mistakes, and so have both of you, I know. And
absolutely.
so yeah, and we learned, and look, it formed us to what we are today.
So
We
true.
have a solid personality. I have a very aggressive personality, and yet I have a soft one. I know how to turn it on and off, and
Yeah.
that's the key, you
Me, I
know.
have a sweet sour personality, kind of like Chinese food, sweet sour, kind of.
Like Lee Hing
Yeah.
Moon, Lee Hing Moon.
My nickname is Lee Himo. How did you know, Melvin? So Melvin, you were singing, you were singing at a very early age into your teen years, and I know you were going between spending vacation time and time with your mom on Oahu, and then you're
Yes.
hearing jazz and rock and roll, and then you go back to Molokai and you hear all the Hawaiian. So you are now, as you're growing up, your musical exposure is pretty wide from jazz and from rock and roll you're hearing when you're in Hawaii on Oahu, and then you go back to Molokai and now you know all the Hawaiian music,
Okay,
right?
let me tell you, let me correct you. Hawaiian was always in the family, always when they had parties. You know how it is with locals. We get in the backyard or in the garage or whatever,
Right,
in the house, wherever we may be, down the beach, yeah. And it was always there. And there's always one auntie that had this kind of voice. You know, we all had one like that, and us kids used to say, "Shut up!" You know.
actually, actually that was one of my uncles actually, but I don't want to. Okay, so stop. He's so bad. Just stop. So,
It's
but,
true. You gotta admit you had one auntie like that, right? Or uncle. But I
now
was the one who was saying, "Shut up!" And you never get your elders like that. You had licking because of that, you know, because I'm yelling, "Shut up!"
now now your mom is working at the Hawaiian Village, and
Yeah,
she
Hilton Hawaiian Village.
Hilton
It was
Hawaiian
a
Village
Hawaiian Village that time.
at the Hawaiian Village,
It
right?
wasn't a Hilton before. It was a Hilton. It
Right.
was a
So
yeah,
actually, it was Kaiser. It was Kaiser
yeah.
Hawaiian
I
Village. Yeah.
yeah.
So at the Hawaiian Village, and you are sent over to where Bernie Hellman is playing with a note. And what happens?
Yeah, my mother
Tell that
sent a
story.
note to the drummer. She said, "Give this to the drummer." I didn't know what the note said, so and I'd never been. I said, "Where?" She said, "Just go straight down this walkway." And I heard the music, but I never did go down there, yeah, and listen, yeah, because never had time. I was went there when she finished work. So she says, "You take." So I went early one. I got I finished work early. I was a secretary at the Kahala Hilton when it first built. I was the first one of the first employees, yeah, there, and I worked in the front office. I was a secretary to the resident manager, front office, front office manager. So anyway, then I went to what you call to the Hawaiian Village, and then she said, "Take this note to the drummer." So I took it, gave it to the waitress, and she gave it to I gave it to she gave it to see the guy on my right, extreme right. If I'm facing you, he's on my right. If you look at the computer, it's on the left. Okay, his name was Cupcake Glorioso. Next to him is Larry Dibi Bar. Next to him is Manny Quizon, the bass player. Larry played guitar and vibes, and Manny played bass, and of course Bernie's on the way on the right. Yeah. So anyway, so when I gave him the note, Bernie called me up to sing, and he said, and I was shocked. I said, "Wow, what is he calling my name for?" And he says, "Come up here." So I went up there. He says, "Can you sing?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "He's well, sing us a song." So I sang Moon River in Miss Hawaii pageant when I ran for Miss Hawaii, and so I sang Moon River. After that, he says, and people were saying, "Oh, Hana Ho, Hana Ho." And I went, "Oh." He said, "Can you sing another one?" I said, "Yeah." And I sang Pennies from Heaven. And I sang it in a jazz mode because I grew up listening to my mom's 78s, yeah, of jazz, yeah. You know, all these great jazz singers. And so not realizing that I would meet a lot of them along the way as I grew up, like Sarah Vaughan and Frank Sinatra and all these people. And to be tutored by Judy Garland's stage coach, you know, vocal coach. And he tutored me for about an hour and a half, taught me how to move on stage and animation and everything. So I thanks to him for that. But anyway, so I sang, and then Bernie later on he came to me and he says, "Would you like to join my band and be my singer?" And I had already had a job at singing. I mean, working as at the Kahala Hilton. And so I quit that job, day job, and went full time nighttime. And that's how from that was the start of everything.
And there you are. This is the Garden Bar.
I was 19 or 20 years old there. Yeah,
Look
that
at
was the garden bar. That's
classic.
Archie Grant on the bass, by the way, in this one because Manny didn't wasn't with us at that night, so other bass players takes his place.
Classic, classic, classic pictures. My goodness.
That's
Old pictures.
beautiful.
Thank you.
But from that point, the all of that exposure led to you traveling around the world. And I mean, from
Yeah.
Vegas along the West Coast into Bulgaria and Hong Kong and Japan, and also you were the very first Hawaiian to perform in Nashville at the Grand Ole Opry.
Wow.
No, I wasn't the first Hawaiian.
Really?
No, there were others.
Oh, we
Yeah.
got to
Oh,
talk
no,
to
no.
the internet people then.
Yeah. No, 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 no. I was one of them.
Okay.
But I wasn't the first. But the Grand Ole Opry is the one that was Tilton. I think was one of the Tilton girls, sisters, sang at the Grand Ole Opry, and then I sang at the Grand Ole Opry. So that was an honor for us, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you have a lot of amazing stories about your travels throughout the world.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Going to Russia was really going to Russia was the most scary experience for me. I went with Bob Nelson. Loyal Garner was supposed to go to perform at the to compete in the World Song Contest in Russia, in Moscow. But on the way, we stopped at Poland and, of course, to several places, New York and Poland, and then on the way to Russia, Bulgaria, and then Russia. But when I went to Bulgaria, I was surprised because I was like a big star there in a town that was called Burgo, and there was this theater called the Golden Orpheus, and that's where the song uh, festival was held. Not the first, but it was held there also, the Golden Orpheus. And so they had a 75-piece orchestra. And so I wasn't prepared. I didn't know that, I was going to sing with a 75-piece orchestra. I would have brought my charts from the Honolulu Symphony Orchestra that I already I owned. But none was said to me. So we sat in the meeting and they said, okay, Miss Leed, do you have your charts for the conductor for the orchestra? And Bob looked at me, he whispered over, he says, what charts? And I said, yeah, what charts? You didn't tell me. And we're over there discussing. And then they said, Miss Leed. And so first thing come out of my head, I said, well, will you have other singers there, very well-known singers from other countries, from Turkey and all over, and they're using the orchestra. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to use only your piano player, your bass player, and your drummer. And they said, I beg your pardon? I said, that's all I need because I want a different sound for me. And they went, are you sure? I said, yes, I do. And they said, but we have a whole orchestra for you, Miss Lee. I said, no, I just want the three of them. And I argued with them. You know me, I'm very aggressive. I said, I just want the three. Understand? And they all said, yes. And I said, okay. So I used only them and I sang. And I rehearsed with them and I taught them Yesu Miki Kanaka Bye Bye just in case there was a encore, yeah. And then I taught. They already knew someone to watch over me, and they already knew one note samba. So they put me in this beautiful stage, and it was a turning thing where I couldn't see the audience. It was like a half cone, and so I'm back here. I'm with my beautiful white beaded gown. I was the only one that was dressed very elegantly. Everybody else was like, they looked like hippies from the different countries, yeah. And so here I was in my elegance, and so when they turned me around, and I thought to myself, while I was turning, I thought to myself, oh, I don't know my key. I cannot hear the first note because I have to sing. Uh, the beginning is da da dee da dum da 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 dum da da. I forgot the words, but anyway, and so it's a cappella, yeah. So I went, oh no. So I I had the microphone, the hand microphone in my hand. So I started singing it. So I went down, and then when I put it on the stand, and I go, and I was praying that it would be the key. I went, there's a somebody and then they come in, longing to see, and then the piano came in. It was the key. I kept saying, thank you, God, thank you, Jesus, yeah, in my head. And I finished the song, and they played. It was really nice, very effective with that piano and the bass and the drums.
Wow.
And so and then I did one note song, and then they said, encore. They're all on their feet, yeah, everybody. All the entertainers that were there were all seated in the front row. Oh, these are all stars of their own from their countries. Yeah, so it
Nice.
was a big deal for me. And I was in the newspaper front page every day.
Sweet.
Yeah, they would follow me around no matter what I do. They followed me around, And Bob said, "Wow, Melveen, that's good for us." Yeah, and I said, "Yes." So Bob was in the picture with me, and it was always so nice. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, we have Mackenzie join us. Hey, hey. Oh, she's a
This
cute.
is my mo'opuna.
She's so cute.
Aloha.
This is
So
my
cute.
kana.
She's so cute.
She's
So,
gonna get her screen time. She
uh,
had to meet the diva herself.
of course, of course. Melvin, you also worked on the tour ships as well.
The
Um,
cruise ships.
cruise
Cruise ships.
ships,
Yeah.
cruise ships.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I started with the SS Lurleen, and then, of course, the Mariposa, the Monterey, the Independence, the Independence. There's some more. I also did the Greek Odyssey. In Tahiti, I did the Liberté, and I did the oh shucks, there was another one besides the Independence. Anyway, I did all those ships. Yeah,
yeah. And that gave you an opportunity. You mentioned that you were meeting some of the mainstream. Um,
yeah, Nancy Wilson and Carmen McRae and remember George Goebel? Remember he was a comedian like
right.
him, and the Kingston Trio and all these great
Wow.
performers.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's see. Aloha, Melvin, and to Pualalia. I love this talk story of the old days. Your stories are so interesting. Mahalo for sharing your experiences. Love you all from Seattle. Keep on trucking.
And who is
Mahalo.
this person? Yeah.
Mahalo. I don't see any names that are popping up on
Oh, okay.
mine, but I do see
Okay.
Gerald Okamoto. There he is.
Okay.
Melvin is
Oh,
number one with me, and number one song, Walk With Me Through Paradise. I met her at the Halekipa in Gardena, California, long time
Oh,
oh my
ago.
gosh.
that was a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
Ah,
Um,
uh-huh.
and lots of messages coming through, and oh, somebody says that nugget is so precious. Tutu pualilia, the keiki.
Yeah, she is.
So nice, so nice. And let's see. Oh, somebody was talking about, you can't beat the old days, party time when the aunties and uncles jam together. You're absolutely so right. You're so right
Right.
um, on that. Um, we were talking about your music, and over the years, you have had recognition of your talents. You've had multiple Nahoku Hano Hano awards as a best female vocalist, and talk to us about just the recognition that you enjoyed, how that helped you, if at all, through your career as more and more of these opportunities happen for you.
Okay, well, when I got into country music, which was actually by accident, uh, Bob Clark, who owned Music Center in Alamana Shopping Center, the old Alamana Shopping Center. Him and Bud Dant were the ones that were influential and who started all of this actually. And they took me to Nashville and got me to sing at Grand Ole Opry. So I did about 6 albums with the Super Pickers, which were musicians that played for Loretta Lynn and Tammy Wynette and all these wonderful Brenda Lee, the great singers and anyway, so he became my producer. His name was Owen Bradley in Nashville, Tennessee. He's well known throughout the whole Nashville country music business. His name is like gold to everyone. So he became my producer. So anyway, when I came home with my first album, I received this award. This was the first award called the Nani Award,
Wow.
and this ceremony was held at the Shriners in Waimanalo. And so myself and I think Gary Aiko got an award also. We were the first ones to receive these awards, and so then of course the Hoko Awards was formed. But this is the Hoko Award. Yeah, that was for the jazz album that I got
Your
for the
jazz
jazz album.
album.
Yeah. See, I sing all kinds of genres. Yeah, because I do that only because. And here's an advice to all of you singers out there: try not to stick only to one genre because your audience is made up of all kinds of people and you want to please everybody. you know. Even at my age, I'm doing rock on my stage. I mean, I'm doing boogie woogie and all this kind of stuff and reggae. Really, I'm doing that. They go, oh, and they put, you go, auntie, you know. And I said, hey, you know. Now, the word auntie, let me talk about that,
Oh,
okay? Now, if, especially to you, Kamaka. Okay, now
moi?
if you're okay, now if it depends, like this was quite some time ago when they started using this auntie thing. Yeah, one boy told me, he says, "Hey, auntie," you know, when they talk like that, when they say it like that, like "Hey, auntie," you know, and I said, "Are you my nephew? No, then don't call me auntie, okay?" I had someone even younger than, I mean, even older than me call me auntie, and I said, "Oi, hello, Ine." I think you're the auntie. I'm not the auntie. Okay.
I love it. I love it. Oh, that's
I
great.
love the
But if they say,
response.
if they say, "Oh, auntie," you know, it's nice, you know, then
Oh,
I say yes. You know,
oh.
I say okay.
Here is
Ah,
Thomas the Turtle from Andy Bumatai's Hamajang Gang. He says, Melveen, thank you for the song you gave to Andy Bumatai and the Hamajang Gang. We love your
oh
song.
yes,
You,
yeah. I love to compose stuff like that.
that,
Yeah,
that you
yeah. I did it special for him. I was so inspired to do that for him. I
Such an
love Andy.
inspiration. I'm loving the
Yeah.
stories. We have some friends, Keith and Barbara from Washington State are also listening, and great friends of mine that, in fact, I was just talking to a couple days ago
Mhm.
about the show. So welcome, Keith and Barbara. Nice to have you with us. So you have now, you my goodness, you had multi Nahoku Hano Hano Awards over the years. I think there are 5 or 6 of them, if not more. And then you have more than 20 albums that you've put out. You said about 6 of them are country albums,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
So
Yes.
many of them. So,
Okay, this is my first country album that I did.
uh-huh,
Yeah. Oh, let me get it. Oh, how can
almost
I
right
get it?
there. Tilt them
That
down.
was my very first
Yes.
one. That's
Ah,
And
what
that was
started the
on
barn.
constant rotation in my house growing up.
Oh yeah, and this is the last one that I did, my jazz album.
nice, nice,
Yeah, so
nice.
that's the first and the last that you saw. Yeah, yeah,
So
and
you know what, Melvin, is this now that you've said, I've retired, and I'm just kind of I'm enjoying Mike and I are enjoying each other so much and enjoying my life now. You've established Melveen Leed Productions that
yes.
does a lot of things in the community, provides a lot of a. Tell us about Melveen Leed Productions and the things that it does um, in the islands.
Okay. Well, what it does is what I do is I also uh, I give scholarships, yeah, to I'm able to give scholarships to students from like Lele Huas High School, and by doing helping the Lions Club raise money, and they in turn, get this money and give it to the kids, yeah. And also I teach vocals, yeah. And now because of the pandemic, I've kind of stopped right now, so I can't work because of the pandemic, and because I'm at a high risk, and not only because of my age, but because I have leukemia. I have a chronic lymphocytic leukemia right now. That's cancer in the blood, and that can't be helped and that can't be stopped. So I live day by day as best I can. I went through chemo already, but whatever I can with Melveen Lead Productions, I do shows, and I used to do shows and have and showcase my students to give them an opportunity to feel what it is on stage to entertain, not only to sing but to entertain. You know what I'm saying? And countless other things that I do. And I also have a program that I sing to patients, terminally ill patients, over the phone. And now that we have FaceTime, or if we're just over the phone listening, I sing to them, and I say terminally ill patients. Yeah. Okay. So you got that message.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. That's really, really
Yeah.
beautiful.
Powerful. Yeah. Because, and, let me tell you, that song you heard at the beginning of the show, Lord is my rock. I had two attacks, and so my heart is not that good either. But anyway, so I had two heart attacks, and the first one was at Loyal Garner's funeral, and I took it really hard because she was one of my best friends. She was my buddy, and so after that, I had an entirely different type of heart. The first one was an angina type of heart attack. The second one was called a ventricular tachycardia heart attack, which the heart beats really fast. And so that one almost took my life. And I was in California at that time. I was at I was on the ship performing for about 1,000 travel agents, and I did a high-powered show. In other words, boom, boom, boom. Every song was bang, 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 and not ballads, but going. So I was so extra super tired after. So I went to my room, and then that's how I got the heart attack. And while I was there and they were working on me, words from the Bible were spewing from my mouth, and I didn't know, I didn't know my Bible that time. I didn't know as much as I do now, but and so it was spewing from my mouth, and the nurse kept saying, "Oh, Melveen, what are you saying?" And I was saying, "Jesus, help me, because without you, I can do nothing," and saying all these things. So after, when I was saved from this, I was in a hospital for a week, and so when I came home, I was so inspired. I went to Tahiti. I went to Bora Bora to recuperate, and I was by myself in my. I went just alone, to be alone, and I was in this hut over the water. You know how it is, those bungalows outside in the water, and all of a sudden there was this tidal wave, the tsunami that hit all. Remember the big tsunami that they had hit?
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was inspired. I had my keyboard with me, and I started to sing and sing and compose lyrics of songs, and they were all super religious songs coming out of my soul. And one of them, the first one, was "Listen to My Voice." And what I did was I had a Bible, and I opened up the Bible, I point my finger, I didn't know where I was pointing, and that was from the words from the song "Listen to My Voice" came from the Bible.
Wow.
And listen to my voice in the morning, as it's a beautiful song. And
I get,
all the songs on my spiritual album practically are all that I wrote.
you give me
And that
chicken
was one of
skin.
them.
Stop it. This is
Yeah.
this is all I hear. It's all.
I,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
actually holding back the Vaimaka right now. I'm like
Yeah.
holding him back
Wow.
hard.
What a sweet story, and for you to
Yes.
share
And
with
no,
us.
and I have even experienced a lot of strange things in my life, and I know it's the Lord, because when I was living on this island called Aratika, which is an atoll out of Tahiti, about 2 hours away from Tahiti. Um, anyway, well, I went by boat too. Also, uh, when I lived on there was no running water, no electricity. So I went back to my roots, and that's how I got to throw a net and catch my own fish and stuff. But I was the wife of the boss of the workers there that took care of the shells, of the pearls. It was a pearl farm, and so they had to scrub the shells and take the limo off and stuff. That was their job, and to get those shells healthy, keep it healthy. And then another island was where they extracted the pearls. You know what I mean? So they brought in people from Japan special to do that and everything. So I got to learn a lot about the black pearl shells, and I know my pearl shells. Yeah. So anyway, so there I am. And you know what I'm standing on? My ex-husband made a grave for me already. Can you imagine that?
What?
And
What?
that's all mother of pearl shells. He
What?
made two of them. He said, "This is where we're going to be buried." And I thought to myself, over my dead body. I said, "You gotta be there." I said, "Lord, man, I gotta
What?
get out of there quick, man." I'm serious. So there I am, getting ready for a dive. I was free diving without a tank now. We didn't use tanks at all. And we went free diving 50 feet without a tank. And that's pretty deep. I got to learn how to dive real deep. And I can hold my breath really long. Yeah. Well, since
Woo!
my heart attack, I can't do that anymore. But that's my ex-husband on there. And
Wow.
so we dived in the blue. I mean, we went down, and we got, the deeper it is, the bigger the fish. So
Oh
I know
my
how to
goodness.
spearfish really good. Yeah.
So we have some
And you have
friends
to hit
here.
them in the you have to hit them in the brain, because if you don't hit them in the fish in the brain, the sharks will come immediately.
Oh, I'm that way.
Oh,
I'm that way with a plate lunch. If you don't hit that mac salad right away, okay. So here's stuff. So here's Marina. They're up. She and her hubby are up in Pacific Northwest. So she's saying aloha to us. Nice to see you, Marina, as well as, oh my goodness. Here is Anita Price. Aloha from England. We love you, Melveen Leed. Oh my goodness.
Aloha.
Yes.
Aloha.
Welcome, welcome.
Well,
And uh, some folks saying, loving the show, learning so much about the various facets of you, Melveen, each one more fascinating than the last. God bless you. Local Girl Makes Good is an understatement. You are an inspiration to all.
yes, you
How
are.
that is beautiful. That is
thank
beautiful.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You
We
absolutely
are
are.
really, I believe that we are put on this earth for a purpose. Every person, no matter who you are, good or bad, you are put on this earth for a purpose. And you have to show your best side of you no matter what, and teach them to our keikis, because they are the ones that are going to be stepping in our shoes, you know what I'm saying, and doing the walk, so we have to make sure that they are well grounded, their head is in the right place. And when I see all this hakaka on this news and everything, it breaks my heart, because,
Mm,
and especially that boy that was shot, in Hawaii.
mm.
He was only 16 years old or so, or and was so young, and robbing and doing all these things. Of course, he didn't have to lose his life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it's so sad that he was doing this, what he was doing already. In the first place, he should have been helping others and being a role model for teenagers.
true.
That's what I'm suggesting, that all your teenagers out there should be role models already, and
Mhm.
choose the right path to do, because everything that we do, there is a consequence, good or bad. There is
So
a
true.
consequence.
So true. Um, so, Kalamai, all of the names of some of the names are not coming through. I don't see them, but we want to recognize mahalo for sharing your stories. Your music is so wonderful.
Oh,
One of,
Thank
that's
you.
our beautiful Nani Edgar
oh, that's Nani. I don't see it on this side.
from
Good. Let
Kailua
us.
Moon.
Aw, very nice.
Uh,
And
Another beautiful, beautiful Hawaiian voice.
this is Aloha Auntie Melveen,
Aloha.
saying aloha to you. Um, and okay, so Pulalia, you and I were talking about every time we see Melveen, she has beautiful, fabulous, right? And we saw some that she had some black pearls going on, and now we got a connection between her diving and her familiarity with black pearls and jewelry. Uh,
Absolutely. That's what I was going to ask. With
ah,
all these facets to Melvin Lee, these beautiful facets, now making the connection between your diving and those beautiful shell and pearl jewelry that you create, just true artistry, but not just in jewelry. You are also an artist in paint as well, correct?
Yeah, I love to paint. Not paint, not only paint, but not paint, but I love to sketch, and I do sketching, and I found an app on my iPad Pro with a pen, and they have the ink already. Yeah, so you choose whatever colors. And so, do you have that one of the volcano, Kamaka?
I was not able to load that one, Pulalia,
Oh, okay. Okay.
Melveen,
Mike,
Kalamai.
can I have the other iPad, the other big one, please? Can you bring it for me? It's in the studio. Anyway, I'll show that. What I do is with that, but with the pen and ink. I know you have that, right? Did you download that?
I
The
was having some issues last night. I couldn't download that. I could
Okay.
only download
Okay,
this
let
one.
me
Yeah.
explain to you about this necklace. Let me explain to you about this necklace. The pearls that you see on here are not real. I'll tell you why. Because it's so scary now to wear your real jewelry, and stuff, yeah. So I gave my real jewelry away. I gave them away. So, and it's so I'd rather see it on people wearing it than not. You know what I mean? So whatever I make is what I'm going. But the shells are real. Okay. Now this one here, I want to show you what I have on my neck, real up close. My sister made this out of koa on Molokai. The koa, the koa seeds. There you go.
Beautiful.
And then the shells, of course, I got from Wendy. These shells are from just some of my collection from my Wendy Lowe. She gave me that, and of course the nut. Yeah, you see the nut. Yeah, on there. So
Yeah.
this is I make my own jewelry. Yeah. So, and I love to create. Yeah, and all you women out there, you can get anything and everything and put them together. I get my old jewelry and I take them apart and I put it again together again, but in a different design. And it's easy to do that. All you need is wire, a plier, and ringlets and stuff. They sell it all at Walmart or whatever. And so, but anyway, but uh, a lot of the jewelry that you see are not real pearls and stuff. Very seldom you'll see me with my real pearl
That's
stuff.
beautiful.
Yeah, or jewelry. Yeah.
Now, Melveen,
Okay.
you recorded some albums with three very special ladies, and you called yourselves the Local Divas. And you
Yes.
had mentioned earlier about someone very close to you that had passed, Loyal Garner. Can you
Yes.
share about that experience with the with the local with the local divas? I love this
It
picture.
was
I
it
love this.
was fun working with them because we're laughing because I crack a joke to them every time. I make them laugh. I'm always making them laugh. And they said, Melveen, don't make us laugh. You're gonna make us pee. And I said, okay. So, but I make them laugh anyway because our we our camaraderie was really nice. Everybody was equal. Nobody was higher than anybody. That's what I loved about us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And nobody was better than her. Although Nohe, she respected us because she's the youngest, yeah, and she looked up to us and everything. But Nohe is such a great star herself, and we treated her as such, like us, exactly the same. And so our voices blended so beautifully, thanks to Loyal. She knew who was best to sing what part. So she brought that out, and we blended together so nice. And as we traveled and we together went to Hong Kong together, it was fun. Oh my God, it was fun.
so this
But
was
anyway, so
Carol Kai, Noilani
yeah, Carol
Cipriano,
Kai and Loyal Garner and myself.
Garner. Man.
Love
Um,
it.
Yeah.
and those recordings, those harmonies were so amazing. And it was the shows were such fun shows to go to. They were amazing shows.
Yeah. This is, yeah, our album that we did, one of our first albums that we did. Let me show it to you here. Do you have this album?
I do
Hold on, let me
not.
get.
I do not. There. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Timeless.
I'll send you some songs from it, okay?
Yeah.
I'll send you
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
songs from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my artwork. Here's my artwork for with the pen and on the let me get it. I don't know how to get it. Let me see. There. That's a volcano.
Oh
That's a volcano.
wow,
Beautiful.
The fire.
Yeah.
And
that
this
is
is the blowhole.
remarkable.
This is the blowhole. I mean the blowhole. Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
And that's only with pen and ink, and I mean not pen and ink, but the pen that they give for the you know. So just some of my work right there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Here's
That's
someone, and Pulali, I don't see who that is. It's for some reason not identifying. It says we met you, Melveen, and Calais Holt at the first Andy Bumatai show down next to the police station when he opened. I worked then at the Bishop Museum with Calais. It was such good fun watching Andy's show with you. We were all young then. Aloha.
yeah. That's my auntie Elsie Holt. Yeah.
Ah, ah,
Vicky Holt. Vicky Kumu, Vicky Takamine. She's my
aha.
cousin.
God bless to you. Mahalo for sharing your aloha with us. That is
That
that's
was
Oh, you're welcome.
Marina Helsham DuPont.
yeah. And so it said local divas noka oi. They remember the
That's
local
from
divas.
Auntie Hetty. And speaking of the local divas, you have spoken very publicly about not only the highs and lows of your life, but you've been very outspoken about women and their
Yeah.
empowerment and their determination
Yes.
to overcome
Oh yeah.
obstacles. And I know you
I have
already
been there.
commented a little bit about that.
I have been there and done that. I have had highs and I had had lows. And one of my lows was when I was living on Gerber baby food. Good thing I had food, and my family probably listened, what? Because I never told this to anybody, you know. And it was a time in my life where I cannot say the situation, but being married and sometimes your spouses are not exactly the kind of spouses that you expect them to be after you marry them. So all you women out there, you choose carefully, because before they'll open the door, they do this and that for you, and as soon as you say I do, boom, it changes. So and then like whoa, what did I do? What did I get myself into? Some of you, I'm not saying all of you, because I know there are a lot of you that are lucky that I am now with my husband now. He's my knight in shining armor that rescued me and put me on a pedestal and on a throne where he feels that I should be. And I give him a lot of kudos, because I wish all men would think like that, and treat their women, because we work hard. We do. We're mothers, we're housekeepers. If we have jobs, we're out there working to help. We're always there to do something. And I always taught my daughter this: when somebody asks you to do something, or if there is something to be done, don't wait. If you need help and you ask and they don't move, you get on it right away yourself. Don't you wait, because you know it's going to be done right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here's Lance North Shore saying, I'm loving the show. Multiple shakas over there. And here's Joanne. She goes, my son lived in Eva Beach. He was in the Navy. I'm familiar with that. And let's see. Um, and someone says, this is a great show. Enjoying it very much. Oh, love your stories, Melveen. I love it. Love it.
You know what I'd like to tell you about my embarrassing moments. Would you like to hear that?
I don't know, Paul Elia. Do we? You know what, Melvin? It's only us. It's just us. So
Okay.
you know, what happens on the Aloha Thursday show. Okay, goes on Facebook. So
Stays on
that's
a
okay.
local show. Stays on a local show. Okay.
across the
What the
medias.
first for all you women, I want you to listen. I want you to listen in. Okay. I'll be 78 years old in July.
Oh
Okay.
wait.
Now they tell me, oh, how do you keep your skin nice and everything? Well, let me tell you, it's not easy. Let me tell you, I don't use those big creams I don't use the creams and stuff. I really don't. I'm very fortunate. God gave me this skin. He really did. And so, but what makeup I use is IT. I love that makeup. It just does it. Not only that, it doesn't give me blemishes. Thank goodness. The rest of them did. Yeah, but this one doesn't. And then also, um, let me tell you about my embarrassing moment. The first time I ever used eyelashes, I don't use eyelashes anymore, by the way. Okay. Unless I really have to, yeah. Okay. But the first time I used eyelashes, I went to Longstrokes. I was working at when you saw the picture in the garden bar, there I was, okay, with eyelashes. You look close. But anyway, I went to Longs, and the girl, I said, okay, I want to get lashes, and she says, okay, here's the glue and here's the eyelash. She didn't tell me how to put it on. Okay, so I go backstage and the band is playing, right? So I decided to put the lashes on and surprise all the guys are going to have lashes, yeah. So I put the glue on my eyelids instead of on the eyelashes. So I stuck the plenty glue and I put the lashes on. So when I went out to sing, the glue started to so I was singing, and I closed my eyes and I couldn't open my eyes, and I went, oh no, and I couldn't. So I turned around, I'm facing the drum, and I'm going like this, and I'm opening my eyes with my fingers. So I turned around and sing, and I opened my eyes. I forgot myself. I closed my eyes again. It got stuck again. I turned around, and the drummer was laughing. And he said, Mel, what you doing? And I said, my eyes are stuck. And he said, what? And so I turned around again. So I sang like this with my eyes wide open and really wide. So and then I went back to the girl. I said, "Hey, my eyelashes got stuck." She told me, "Oh no, you're supposed to put the glue on the eyelashes." I said, "Well, you never told me." So, and another time, the garden bar. I had this strapless gown. I just had this gown made. The material came from Spain, the fabric, the lace rather. It was so beautiful. I had a good dressmaker at that time, and it came from Spain. And she made this beautiful strapless gown. But I wasn't very bosomy like most women, yeah. So I had to really wear those cups, yeah, and stuff, yeah. And so, and I said, okay, so, and I didn't have the cup that night, so I went backstage, and so I went to sing. All of a sudden, the thing started to lower and went right above my nipple part. I went, oh no! So I said, oh shucks! I said, almost could fall down. The bass player Manny Cuizon said, now. I said, what? He says, look down. I looked down. I went, oh! Ran off the. I said, take a solo. I went down backstage. I pulled it up. I came back on stage. The thing was almost up to my neck. That was another time I was so embarrassed.
You might have started a whole new fashion trend, Melveen. You know?
Yeah, and this one heckler who came. She said she was making big noise and irritating everybody in the place in the garden bar, and so I told the security. I said, you know what, yeah, if was they said just put her in a place, tell her to keep quiet, and put her in another place. We don't want to get rid of her and everything. But she kept on. So finally, the security came and took her out. After the show, we're putting everything away. She comes up to me. She says, yeah, that's fine. You Hawaiians, I want to have a Hawaiian name. And I said, really? You want a Hawaiian name? I'll give you a Hawaiian name. She said, okay, give me a Hawaiian name. I said, Okole Puka. And she went, oh, that's so beautiful. She went around telling everybody, my name is Okole Puka. So,
Did you
oh
tell her
my.
where the Okina goes? Because it's important you
No,
pronounce
no,
it.
no.
Oh,
That's
here's a
yeah.
good friend of ours, Cindy, and Cindy is part of the Hamajang gang with Andy Bumatai. She says, "Melvin, you're so funny." Cindy is from the Central Coast of California, and while we're talking about that, just real quickly, our dear friend Andy Bumatai has a show called the Daily Pigeon Live every day
Oh
at
yeah.
actually 6 a.m. from his home in Mililani, and he does
Yes.
it's on YouTube, it's on Twitch, it's on Facebook, and he has a group called the Hamajang Gang that hangs out, and he is so kind to let folks know about the things that we do for the Sandwich Island Social Network, and so a lot of folks come in and join us. So Cindy is one of the Andy Bumatai's Hamajang Gang that comes.
Again, higi igis vigeri go good you gonna go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ogo, aga nega baga higi daga ta long time.
Agaf gogos again higi igis to go rigific.
Oh, here's
oh,
here's my cousin Lopaka Brown saying good one. He's laughing over here. What's up, Paka?
Oh,
Paka
Lopaka.
Paka is in Eva Beach over there.
Yeah.
And
Hey, Lopaka, it's Mike's birthday today, so you want to give him a call? He'd
oh
love to hear from you.
oh
Yeah.
um
They're good friends.
oh
Yeah.
good because every time I go home I gotta visit cousin. His father and my father brothers, so us guys first cousins.
Oh,
Yeah,
are
we
you related to the Browns in Hilo too?
different Brown. We related to Kalimas
Oh,
from the Big Island, so we're all like with a
oh yeah, the
Kalima family.
Kalimas. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Pat Kalima, Dana
Oh,
Kalima,
I
all
see.
those guys. Yeah. Um, Here's a comment. I'm cracking up with those fun stories. Eyelashes, bra cups, chee-hoo.
yeah, that's Auntie Hetty. Yeah, hilarious. Speaking of eyelashes, I have to tell you this. First of all, my mom was a huge fan of your music. Your albums were on constant, just repeat, constant in the house. But when it came to lashes, I was actually inspired by the lashes on the Hawaiian Country album and then the Hawaiian Country Hits album. Your eyelashes were just, they were inspirational
They belong
because
to
I'm
somebody
a
else.
lifelong hula
God
dancer.
rest that
And so we
person. They left the lashes for me. I think I don't know.
we
Thank
stuck
you.
to lashes.
What?
We're
What?
very
What about the lashes, Melvin?
I said that it came from somebody I don't know, probably gone from this world. I don't know. I have no idea where the
that was
hair
when you
came
got your
from. God, I hope it's not from under an armpit. Oh my God! You think about those things when you put the lashes on. Yeah. Oh, grief. Why
oh
you put the lashes on? Remember where the lashes came from now. gotta find out, do some research over there.
OMG, Melveen. Okay, your eyelashes come from the. Oh, stop it. Oh, my goodness.
Armpits, yeah, under the armpits, yeah.
Oh my, my,
Whew. Now, Melveen, I
oh,
wanted you to talk about you are writing an autobiography. Sounded
Yes,
interesting. We talked about that the other day. Tell us about it.
it's called "Been There, dot dot dot, done that," because I have been there and I have done that. So I'm pow already, kaput. I'm just living day by day and performing on Sundays. Like I said, I will perform for you until I can sing no more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, here's Thyra, your classmate from Radford. From Radford, she goes. Here's Thyra. We love her so dearly. Melveen, tell them about your pantyhose stuck in your underwear when you came out of the bathroom.
Okay, okay, okay. I'll
Oh
tell you
no.
about that. Yeah. Okay. You want me to tell that story? I don't care. I'll tell. I was with my children. I raised 8 children, at one time and one marriage, and I had a white Cadillac, and so I just got. I take them with me when I go and do talks and stuff like that. But anyway, and so I had them with me in my car, and they said, "Mommy, can we go have some hamburgers?" I said, "Okay." You was hungry? Yes. Everybody said yes in the car. So we go to Burger King, and so I'm parked. That was on Britannia that time, and so I parked and I parked. I didn't park in front of the Burger King. I decided because of my kids, so I parked them right on the opposite way towards the fence. So the back was facing, yeah, the Burger King. So I got out. I said, "What do you folks want?" And they all said, "I want one with cheeseburger. I don't want cheeseburger. I don't want. I want this. I don't want this the dressing in mine." And I said, "I don't want the lettuce." I said, "You know what?" So I said, "Okay, okay, I'll take whatever you want." When I go to Burger King, I order the same thing for everybody. I don't care what they said they don't want. So so I walk in, I made my order. I said, "Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom." So I went to the bathroom. I came back. Well, no, on my way, let me back up. On my way to enter Burger King, there was this red car, and there was this family, this husband and wife, and a child in the back, a young child. And so while I was walking, he saw me in the mirror, so he put his hand out to stop me. So I stopped. I said, "Yes," and he says, "Excuse me," and he says, "We just want your autograph, and we just want to tell you that we love your singing." I said, "Oh, thank you." So I signed, I gave that card, went inside, and I made the order. Went to the bathroom, came out with all the packages in my hand. Used my alcohol to open up the door, and when I did that, I came out backwards. Yeah. So when I turned around, so when I was walking past them, it's like they didn't want to know me. Yeah, they're like, and I said, "Oh, that's strange." So I walked to the kids. While I was walking to the car, the kids in the mirror, I mean, in the glass of the back of the car, inside the car, looking at me, saying, "Mommy, mommy," one sticking their head out, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, your dress." And I said, "What?" I couldn't understand it. "Your dress." I said, "What?" Came to the car. I gave them they said, "Mommy, look at your dress." When I looked behind, my dress was stuck in my pantyhose in the back as I was walking out.
Oh,
When I looked back at the red car went out there and zoom out of there. Oh, well, so much for,
oh,
glamour.
oh.
And I was dressed to the nines that day.
But you know what, Melveen? Always with grace. Always with grace.
Always. Yeah.
Always. Yes, I love it.
I'm sure I'm not the only one that happened to. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, and everyone's saying, I love the story. So funny. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing.
Wait,
Thank you
I got
for
one more
sharing
to
that.
share with you. I
Yes.
was at the Alamana Hotel, and
Yeah.
we had just lost Kihei Brown, the singer. And so his wife, I think I was singing. I noticed that she was sitting in front. Yeah. So I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we lost a great." I went, "No, no, no, no," and I said, "And I'd like to give my condolences, but I'm going to do this song that he sang, especially to his wife." And so I said, "Put the spotlight." I went to her and I said, "This song is for you." And she went, "I'm not." What was her name? I can't remember her name. And she mentioned the Kihei Brown's wife. Now, I'm not her. And I said, "Well, who are you?" And she says, "I'm so and so." And I said, "Well, how dare you come in here posing as Kihei Brown's wife?" And so the audience, everybody was in tears. And they started to laugh. And I later told Key Brown's wife about this, and she started to laugh. She said, "Melveen, really?" I said, "Yes, you look like you." Oh my! But anyway,
How dare you impersonate the wife?
yeah. How dare you come in here and impersonate?
Oh, oh, I get tears already.
Oh,
Oh.
many more stories, but it'll be in my book. And
Okay, all right. Melveen, tell us about your Sunday concerts that we love so much, and I'm sure most of our friends that are on here today know about it. But tell us about that. I've caught several of them. They're so wonderful. Um,
every week I'm on, and I have a new theme every week. It's a different show every week, so that people don't get tired. And what happened was, in this past one, I decided to do, for next Sunday. In other words, I do songs that they love, and the old songs. I don't do the pretty much any new songs, because of the fact that I'm stuck there, and it's the era that I love the most. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people love. And so this Sunday is going to be songs that are forgotten. You know, the kind of songs that we heard. Here's my if you go to my Facebook, you'll see this poster. Yeah, songs that are forgotten. And old songs. I got some of the titles here that are really unreal. I went searching, because songs like "It Had to Be You," "It Had to Be You," those old songs. Probably you don't even remember that. Or songs that "You've Lost That Love and Feeling,"
ah,
those kind of songs, yeah. And
yeah,
and a song by Ualike no Alike. Remember that one? Yeah, remember that
yeah,
song?
yeah.
Please help me, I'm falling in love with you. Yeah, country songs, yeah. And all kind of songs. I have my coloring book, remember?
My coloring
Uh,
book,
yeah, remember
beautiful.
that song? I'm gonna
So
sing
it's every
that.
Sunday, 11
Yes, at
a.m.
Hawaii
Hawaii
time.
time. So if you're
Yes.
living in a different time zone, you can do the.
And it's worldwide, so anybody can come on.
That's beautiful. Here we have, yes, I love the weekly Sunday concerts. You have folks that uh, are there and saying this has been a fun interview. And thank you for all for your comments and for saying aloha. We just love it, and we're glad that you're able to enjoy. Um,
If I could interject real quick,
yeah,
also on top of the Facebook Sundays at 11, keep in mind, world out there, speaking of worldwide, Melveen Leed has a YouTube channel where all of our content is posted and there's all kinds of other stuff. Check it out, like and subscribe that page. You will not be disappointed.
That's
I think
true.
I think we have more fun on this interview than on your YouTube channel, but the YouTube channel is a variety of just who you are, what you've been doing your whole life, and just the inspiration you are. I was super excited when Uncle Kamako was like, "Hey, guess who we got to interview?" I was like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!"
you said, yes, we love your old songs. We watch you every week. Thank you, Melveen Lead, for your beautiful music. Mahalo. Oh, that's so nice. So nice.
And
Uh,
Kamaka, you know what you're doing, talking story. Us locals, we love to talk story.
yeah.
And all of you, go sit with your kupuna and get the stories from them and share it with your ohana, because sometimes they'll tell you something that they never told the other, your sibling or your
That's true.
family about, and you can get all of this knowledge and this, and it's just wonderful because we struggled, we did, and we know how to survive. I know how to survive. God, with all the hardships that I've had, I picked myself up and I dusted myself up and I said, "World, here I come again," and I start from scratch. I started from scratch in many times that I have done.
You know,
And I can mention this in some of my marriages. In fact, most of my marriages, I dropped everything, left everything behind, and I went ahead, never looked back. And I started from scratch again.
so you know what,
And I
Melvin?
survived.
I'm going to request a song. That's life. That's what they say. Shot down in
Yes,
April, back up in May.
exactly.
Auntie Hetty
Yeah.
says, "Love the Sunday concerts." Uncle Larry and Auntie Hetty are dear, dear ohana to us. And um,
Oh,
here is
dear.
my good friend Barbara and Keith who are watching. She says, "Resilience." Right there. If you look up Melveen Leed in a dictionary, one of the definitions is resilience. No matter what they throw her way, she is bouncing back and saying, Love this, Kamaka. Mahalo for bringing these fabulous entertainers to us here on the mainland, making us smile. Aloha always. Oh, our pleasure. We love it. Melveen,
Yes. And
mahalo.
you out there, yes, and you out there, not living in Hawaii and are spreading. Just keep spreading that aloha because that's what we need, right, Kamaka? We
Absolutely.
need that aloha. We need that aloha, especially
Absolutely.
now.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank
Mel-
you, Kamaka.
Melveen,
Thank you.
ah,
Yes.
Melvin, just
Pualilia,
big,
mahalo.
big, big, big mahalo for accepting our invitation to come and vala'au with us and talk story, have a conversation. I know you're busy, and but you said I can make the time to do it, and we're so blessed. Big mahalo to you. Thank you so
Mahalo.
much.
Absolutely.
Aloha.
You know,
God bless you. God
Aw,
bless you all. Thank you.
thank you. And yes, please tell Mike give a safe distance hug to my cousin Paka over there. Tell Paka Kamaka says I see you soon, bro. I hope to come home.
Yeah. And I don't know where he's going to take me for lunch. It's going to be a surprise. So.
Ooh, I love it.
Lucky you.
I should say. I should say.
Maybe McDonald's.
Could be good. But make sure your pantyhose when you come out. Okay, never mind.
You underwear too, huh?
Yeah. Mahalo, Melvin.
Why, poor Lilia. Nice meeting you. Aloha.
So sweet, you guys.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art! How great thou art! Eke akua nani ka